let's talk about how we can set up NPM on our computer so we can start using it. If we wanted to learn React, well, React is actually a package created by Facebook that we're going to be using in the next section. We need to get it, and how do we do that? First thing we need is this. We need to download node.js, which comes with NPM. You can see over here that the latest LTS, which means long-term support version, 8.9.1 includes NPM. And you have the version numbers here as well. So for Windows, you can install here, Mac here, anything else, you can use the source code as well. You simply click on your operating system of choice and you'll have your Node package installed. You simply click and it will install everything for you and take you through the whole process. It should be very quick. You can do it in less than a minute. Now, why do we need Node and what is Node is probably what's going through your head right now. And don't worry, we'll get through it. The simple version of it is that Node allows us to run JavaScript outside of the browser. I mean, up until this point, every time we wanted to use JavaScript, we either wrote it here in the console or we attached a script file to HTML and loaded the HTML file in the browser. As you know, each browser has a JavaScript engine, such as the V8 engine that Chrome has. But that was the only thing that was able to read JavaScript. Outside of a browser, we need something to read it, to understand it. And Node.js was created actually using the V8 engine that the Google Chrome browser uses to read JavaScript and run JavaScript outside of the browser. But like I said, we'll get into that later. For now, let's download Node.js, which automatically installs NPM for you. And don't worry, in the next section, I have resources for you to go through this step line by line, both for Windows and Mac, and also some troubleshooting in case you run into errors. Now, after you've installed everything, there's a simple way to check that everything is working. You just go to your terminal and you type in npm-v. And this should give you a version number. If that didn't work, well then go through the steps that I've listed for you and you should be able to get it. So you want to make sure that if you're watching this video and going on through the rest of the course when we're building our projects, we want to make sure that NPM, our version, is higher than 5.5.1. Otherwise, it might not work. And we also want to make sure that we have Node, and we simply do node-v. And again, we want to make sure that our Node version is higher than 8.9.1. Now, let's say that for some reason these are lower. Well, Node, you simply go to the website and they'll have the latest version for you, which should be fine with this. With NPM, if for some reason this is lower, you can simply run npm install npm at latest-g. I don't think you'll run into that error, so you should be good. Finally, while running through npm commands, which is what we'll use to download things, and I'll show you how to do that in the next video, you might run into some permission errors where you're running a command like npm install React, for example. When you press enter, you might get some permission errors. In that case, that means that your user, whatever you're logged into to your computer, doesn't have permission rights. Maybe they're not the administrator of the computer. In which case, you'll have to run these commands as the administrator, which simply means running sudo npm install React, and it'll ask you for your username and password. Again, I have links to this after this video. If you're on Windows, there's a different command than sudo. Again, both found in the resources after this video. All right, so we have npm and node installed. Everything looks good. How can we start using npm and even getting that package.json file that I keep talking about? It's very easy. All you do is npm init. And anytime you start a project, you want to do the npm init, and this command creates a package.json file in your directory. So we have the background generator here. You'll see that after I run this command, it'll ask me a few questions, and then package.json file will appear here. Let's go through it. And you can see over here, it's going to walk me through the setup. I can name my package if I want. In this case, I'm just going to keep pressing enter because unless you're publishing an NPM package, you don't really need to worry about it. So I'm just going to keep pressing enter, but you can see I can add a few things about the author, the license of the project. I just keep pressing enter. And I don't know if you noticed, but if I clear here and on the left, look at that. We have package.json file. Let's open it up. I'm going to minimize this a little bit so we can see it clearly. And we have package.json. There you go. We have our name, background generator. It's version 1.0.1. Main is script.js. It actually finds out where our main JavaScript file is. And we have a couple of other things that we'll go through in the rest of the section. But one question you might be having is, what is .json? Up until this point, we've had .html, .js, .css. Well, JSON is a file format. You can see over here on the right-hand side at the bottom that Sublime Text says this is a JSON NPM file. It's just a format, and it looks kind of like a JavaScript object, except for the fact that it has double quotes for properties. All right, with this comes a lot of power, so I'm excited to show you what we can do with this. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.